Today I'm going to give you a complete locals guide to living in Talbot County, Maryland. We're going to cover the top things to do, my favorite parks, the top rated schools, and go over some helpful stats about the area. Don't forget to check out the full article I wrote to go along with this video on LivingInMaryland.com, the #1 resource for finding the perfect Maryland city that meets your unique needs. All right, so let's talk about Talbot County and why people love it here. First off, it's right in the heart of Maryland's Eastern Shore, and it's one of those places where the vibe is just chill. People smile at you, strangers wave from porches, and there's water literally everywhere you look. So if you're into boating, crabbing, or just being near the water, this place is a dream. The main town in Talbot County is Easton, and it's kind of the hub of everything, but you've also got other cool little towns like Saint Michaels, Oxford Trap, and Tilghman Island, and each of them has their own unique vibe and charm. Let's start with Easton, because that's where most of the action happens. It's got a beautiful historic downtown with brick sidewalks and little shops and cafes everywhere. You can walk around, grab a coffee, check out some art galleries, or catch a show at the Avalon Theater, which is this really cool old school theater that's been around since the 1920s, and they've got concerts, comedy shows, and even movies. Sometimes now St. Michael's is what I'd call the postcard town, and it's right on the water, and it's got these cute little streets full of boutiques and seafood restaurants, and there's even a maritime museum where you can learn all about the local history, plus the harbor is full of boats, and on a sunny day, it looks like something out of a magazine. It's also where a lot of folks go sailing or just to have a nice meal by the water. And Oxford is super tiny, but it's one of the oldest towns in Maryland, and it's got this peaceful vibe with tree-lined streets and waterfront views. And get this, they've got a little car ferry that crosses the Treadhaven River, and it's been running since the 1700s. So riding that ferry is like stepping back in time in the coolest way. All right, now if you like parks and nature, you're gonna love Talbot County. One of the best spots is Pickering Creek Audubon Center. This place is awesome for hiking and bird watching, and they've got trails that wind through forests and wetlands, and right along the creek it's super quiet and peaceful, and there's always cool stuff to see if you like spotting birds or just walking in nature. Another good one is Easton Point Park, which is right on the water and perfect for kayaking or just hanging out by the river and watching the boats go by. And if you drive out toward Tilghman Island, you'll find even more quiet beaches, little docks, and scenic views that make you want to just slow down and breathe. Now let's talk schools. Talbot County. Public schools has a pretty solid reputation. Easton High School is one of the top rated schools in the area, and they've got a good mix of sports, music, and advanced programs. St. Michael's Middle High is another option, and both schools have a close-knit feel with strong community support. And if you're looking into private options, there's the country school in Easton, which gets a lot of love from locals for its small class sizes and academic focus. All right, let's talk real estate, because this is where things can get interesting. The median home price in Talbot County is around $490,000, but don't let that scare you. It really depends on where you look. Easton and Trapp have more affordable homes starting around $250,000, while spots like St. Michael's and Oxford can climb up to $700,000 or more if you're looking at waterfront property, but you can definitely still find good deals, especially if you're open to something just outside the town centers. Renting is an option too, but it's a little pricier than other rural spots in Maryland. The average rent is around $1,600 and goes up if you're looking for something newer or closer to the water. Okay, so what kind of lifestyle are we talking about here? Living in Talbot County is all about balance. You get that peaceful small town life, but you're not in the middle of nowhere. You've got access to good restaurants, art events, live music, and even cool little festivals throughout the year like Waterfowl Festival in Easton, which draws people from all over the region. Plus, you're not far from bigger cities if you need them. Annapolis is about an hour away, and DC or Baltimore is maybe an hour and a half, depending on traffic, so you can do day trips or commute if you really need to. Now let's talk about food, because this county knows how to eat if you like seafood. You're in heaven around here. Crab cakes, oysters, rockfish, soft shell crab, you name it. Places like the Crab Claw in St. Michael's or Out of the Fire in Easton serve up some amazing meals with views to match. And if you're more into coffee and pastries, Rise Up Coffee is a local favorite with awesome cold brew and fresh baked goods. All right, let's hit a few quick fun facts about Talbot County. First is the birthplace of Frederick Douglass, which is huge, and there's even a statue of him in front of the courthouse in Easton that's worth checking out. Second, it's got one of the highest percentages of water area in Maryland, so yeah, lots of waterfront views and activities. And third, it's one of the few places in the state where you can still take a car ferry across the river and feel like you're in a Hallmark movie. Okay, so who's gonna love living here if you like slower mornings, waterfront sunsets, and knowing your neighbors? This place is a win. If you're into fishing, boating, kayaking, or just being outside a lot, this place gives you everything. And if you work from home or only need to pop into the city once in a while, Talbot County gives you space, peace, and charm without cutting you off from the world. Oh, and before I forget, one of the best things about living here is just the natural beauty. Every drive looks like a painting, whether it's a country road with cornfields on both sides or a bridge over the river at sunset. It's the kind of place that makes you stop and take a breath. So that's the scoop on Talbot County, Maryland. It's quiet, it's beautiful, it's full of charm and history and nature, and honestly, it might be the place you didn't know you were looking for. Don't forget to check out the full article I wrote for this area with additional links and resources on LivingInMaryland.com, along with articles for hundreds of other Maryland cities. Our mission is to help you find the best city in Maryland that meets your unique needs. If you would like to have a conversation with one of our local real estate experts, just fill out the contact form below to get started.